Hi, how are you? I'm Anthony from Cypher House, and today I'm back with a new Puzzle Hunt series on YouTube. We are checking out the Puzzle Hunt VeheMusical. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It might be like VeheMusical. But this was a puzzle hunt that took place back in November of 2024. And I've heard that it's a really great puzzle hunt, so I'm excited to check it out here on the channel for the first time. Okay, I found on the FAQ page that the V-E-H-E in VeheMusical is short for this word, which according to Google is pronounced
vehemence.
So I'm guessing it's VeheMusical, probably? I will try my best to remember the correct pronunciation, but as we all know, I'm very bad at pronouncing things. Also on the FAQ page is a list of the people who ran the hunt, so I'm going to briefly scroll past these individuals in order to hopefully give them the credit that they rightfully deserve for creating this puzzle hunt or helping out with it in whatever capacity they were involved. So I suppose we can just jump right on into the puzzles. It looks like a relatively small hunt, just about 10 puzzles or so with a meta. So let's just start on up with conducting alloys. Hello YouTube, pardon the interruption, but I had a quick announcement to make. I have a goal for the channel for 2025, and that goal is to make it to 1,000 subscribers. We are sitting right around 634 subscribers. Can we make it up to 1,000 by the end of the year? That's my question to you. If you're watching this and you like puzzly stuff or puzzle videos and you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. It would help me out a lot and make me very happy. Okay, back to your puzzles. Lights up on a small restaurant and inn. The team stumbles in and sits at a nearby table and is quickly greeted by a woman in a vibrant green dress. Persephone, welcome. What can I get you? You. Anything cold. It's hot out there. Persephone, rolling her eyes. Tell me about it. The heat and insufferable brightness is thanks to my beloved husband. Let me tell you the story. Okay, here's a section of the FAQ that actually tells us what these sections are. What are these script-looking things at the top of the puzzle? Oh, you mean things like this? Lights up, example character 1. Whoa, we're in an example. Example character 2. Huh, does that mean we're not real? Example character 1. It's probably best not to dwell on it. These are fun little story sections meant to give you info about when and where this puzzle is happening and to immerse you in the story. A puzzle's script section contains no clues for the said puzzle and will not be necessary to solve said puzzle. Okay, so let's get back into conducting alloys. I noticed that the puzzle itself is formatted like a playbill. I don't know if that's standard for all of the puzzles in this set or if it's just this one. Alright, it says in this box, if you ride that train to the end of the line where the sun don't shine and it's always shady, it's there you'll find the king of the mine, almighty Mr. Hades. It's a quote from Road to Hell. I'm assuming this is a song from this musical, and I'm wondering if most or all of the puzzles are inspired by, like, lyrics from songs and musicals. That would be pretty cool. So, this is interactive. Ooh, that's pretty fun. Okay, reset. Cool. So we can do stuff directly on this page. We love to see interactivity on hunt websites because it's really fun for a good user experience a lot of the times. I know it's like probably so much harder to set a puzzle like this because of all the coding that's required than to just do, you know, a normal, say, PDF. But those who go the extra mile and do it like this it's always a really fun experience, I think. What do we have down here? Train cars. So we have a bunch of clues for train cars and another quote from Hadestown. With a million hands he builds a wall. Around all the riches he digs from the earth. And then we have an also interactive crossword puzzle at the bottom. They have a copyable spreadsheet version, so maybe I'll use that at some point. But for now, I'm going to just try to use, I think, the interactive things. Bestowed godly gift. Is that a boon? That might be a boon. If this is boon, I wonder if these are in alphabetical order. Happy McDonald's choice is probably a happy meal. So are the answers to these up here in the word search, or are they down here in the crossword puzzle, or both? There's 15 answers down here, and 15 answers here. I think I'm seeing elements like gallium. Gallium's an element, right? Lithium is an element. I see uranium here. Neodymium. We got some diagonal things too. Barium. Is vanadium an element? Yes, vanadium is an element. We probably also have one here. Polonium. I see nickel. Is lanthanum an element? Yes, lanthanum is also an element. Calcium is in the top left there. I'm thinking it's niobium here. Nobelium. I'm seeing potassium running down here. I wonder if it's going to be something about the letters that are crossed over multiple times? Or maybe just typical word search, it's like the letters that are left over at the end. I think osmium is an element. So I think the extra letters are starting to spell something here. It looks like it's refine the something, so I'm guessing this O is part of an element. Cobalt is running down there. So it's refine the symmetal, slowed them on the train. Oh, it's refine these metals. Oh, okay. Okay, so I've used their copyable spreadsheet here and made a copy of it to enter our results. I think I need to record all of the elements that I found in this grid here, and I need to take the ones that are metal and then use them for the second part. So I'm going to start jotting those down here. Okay, so I've recreated our word search grid in the sheet, and I've copied down all of the metals that we found in the grid. I wasn't sure at first if they were all going to be metals or if some of these might be gases or something. I wasn't really keeping track when we were highlighting. So I brought up a list of all the metals on the periodic table and just got done verifying that all of these elements that we found are indeed metals. So we're using all of these in some way. Are there 15 of them, just like there were, I think, 15 clues? Yes, there are 15 of these. So it says we have to refine them and then put them onto the train cars. Okay, so I'm now noticing that it looks like our train cars are too short for this grid down here. Like, I don't see any 3-letter spaces down here in the grid, but we have 3-letter spaces here, or 3-letter answers here. So I'm guessing we need to get the chemical symbol for each of these metals and put them in the answers for the train cars before they go into the grid. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get these symbols for these elements. Okay, we have our train cars. We have all of our metals that have been refined down to their element symbols. So I think I'm going to just work through solving as many of these train car clues as I can, and then I'm going to hopefully be able to match them up with sensible metals to get real words, and then we'll be able to start filling them into the diagram. What is a wild water buffalo? I feel like I should know the name of that. Okay, I'm seeing another name for a wild water buffalo is Arna, A-R-N-A, so I'm going to put that there for now. Classic spring noise. I'm wondering if this is like boing? Like, I thought it meant spring like the season at first, but I'm thinking now it might mean spring like a mattress spring. I'm going to guess boing for now. Bestowed godly gift, I do think is a boon still. Man of the future, what could this be? I was thinking like a droid or a bot. Maybe it's a bot? Top knot. I have no idea what the top knot's going to be. Okay, I'm finding online that another word for a top knot is a bun. I'm assuming this is like a hairstyle. Removal of written or printed matter. Do we think this is like redaction? No, because, I mean, we're still pretty early in the alphabet. It could just be deletion. Idle and unmoving could be inert. Happy McDonald's choice I still think is a meal. Coveted Hermes item. I'm seeing that Hermes is like a fashion house that does a lot of bags, so maybe it's looking for purse? Transmit an email is send. Break the law of the gods is sin. Strong Bad's group of teenage girls. Looks like it's squad. Keats Grecian ode subject. Let's Google that one too. It looks like it's an urn. And then W's, I'm thinking is wins. We have to put our metals into our train cars and then insert them into this grid somehow. I'm seeing that we could put LI in squad to get squalid. A lot of them are the same length, or very similar lengths, except for deletion, which is 8 letters long. I think the only place in the grid that can go is here, which this section is 10 letters long. So I think we need to put one of our 2-letter metals into deletion. Okay, I'm seeing delegation. So this means that these answers have to be something that end with a D and something that end with an N. I was thinking maybe squalid went up here, but it's actually too long. So I'm guessing we need to put 2 letters into send, and that's probably what goes at the top there. Ah, second with cobalt. Okay, so what could go on the bottom here? We have 5 letters. So it's gonna be like a shorter one. Maybe bun with 2 letters in it? Okay, I think purse is correct, because I think it goes with PO for purpose. I think boing becomes bonding. Meal could become menial. I'm wondering if wins becomes winks. I don't really know for sure how many of these are like the only option that there could be, and how many of them are maybe like red herrings or other, choices that aren't maybe necessarily correct. So I'm just kind of going by whatever I see for now, and hopefully we'll be able to sort it out later if there's anything wrong here. I'm thinking sin might be slain. I'm wondering if this is baboon. That one's a little bit weird because the metal's not inside of the train car, it's kind of in front of it, but I think it probably is still allowed. I just noticed that we have a 4-letter entry in the grid, so that can only be one of our 3-letter train cars that pairs with a single-letter metal. So maybe bout from bot and uranium. Then we need 6 letters down starting with a B. That would probably be baboon. But over here, if we want to hook everything up to everything else, we need 5 letters with a U in the middle. We don't have one of those yet. I do think inert would go to invert pretty good. I think Arna is probably going to Arcana. The thing is, we have very few crossing letters, and I assume that's because these crossing letters are probably going to be the final extraction. But it does make this part really challenging. I don't know for sure that my answers to the clues are correct. I don't know for sure if the things that I've linked them to in terms of the element symbols that I've linked them to are correct. And now I have no idea if the place I'm putting them in the grid is correct either. I might be able to glean a little bit more information about how right I feasibly could be by counting up how long each of the answers in the final grid are. Okay, so I'm looking for a single 4-letter entry, 4 5-letter entries, 6 6-letter entries, 3 7, and 10. I originally start out with 4 3s, 6 4s, 4 5s, and an 8. I start out with 12 2-letter elements and 3 single-letter elements. So we know the only way to get to a 4-letter answer is if we take one of our 3-letter train cars and add a single element to it. We also know the only way to get up to a 10-letter answer is to add a 2-letter element to one of our 8-letter words. To get to the 7s, we have to add 3 2-letter elements to 3 of our 5-letter train cars, and then our other 5 has to go to a 6 with just a single-letter element. So when we only have 1 single-letter element left to place, and it looks like, yeah, to get all these 6s now, we're going to have to add 2-letter elements to most of our 4s, and then we have 1 4 left over. That's where our other single element is. So this gives us a rough roadmap to aim for in terms of sorting and adding our elements into our answers. We have 1 3-letter answer that we've added a single letter to. That's here. Where have we put our other single letters? We put this one into a 4-letter answer, so that could be there. And we put this one into a 5-letter answer. So that checks out so far. That's a pretty small check, but it tells us that we could be right now. Oh, I'm also seeing that man of the future could actually be boy. So rather than like a futuristic man, like a robot, it could just be somebody who will grow up to be a man at some point in the future. I am very unsure where the NB is gonna go. Oh, actually, I think NB might go up here with boon for bonbon. Ah, urban. Urban works really nicely there. I'm thinking boson might go here. This could just be buoy. We need 2 answers that are 7 letters to cross here. So the second letter of one has to be the third to last letter of another. So where are our 7-letter answers? We have one there, there, and there. Second letters are Q, U, and O. Third to last letters are I, O, and L. So I'm thinking if those at least are right, we need the O to be here. So this one running across is bonding, and this one running down is purpose. Here we need a 6-letter answer with an R as the second to last. That could be invert. Now we need a 5-letter answer with I towards the end. That could be slain. Okay, now we need a 5-letter answer with S at the end. Maybe winks. Does our other 7-letter answer? Yeah, squalid would cross with winks here. We need a 6-letter answer now that ends in an S, and we don't have one of those. Okay, we do have a 6-letter word that ends in an N. I just realized that I had accidentally colored bonbon, so that could go here. And that means that our missing 6-letter answer could just be the NO going into damages in a warlike fashion. So that works pretty nicely. Now, what's our 4-letter answer that starts with a B? It's buoy. Do we have a 5-letter boson? Could go here. And urban can go there. Perfect. So all of that fits in really nicely. Now, can arcana and menial go here in a sensible way? Yeah, we just put menial there and arcana there. Okay, so I think we have everything in the grid correctly. Let's see what the green letters spell. We have A, N, S, I, S, I, R, O, N, B, O, U, N, D. It says, answer is ironbound. So that's probably our final answer. Let's give it a try. We can check our answer spoiler-free up here. Ironbound is correct. We solved it. Nice. Okay, so I'm curious if I can see what this last answer is. It looks like our NO was supposed to go there in the answer, and obviously it ends with an S. Okay, I think it is Mars, M-A-R-S. I briefly considered that, but I wasn't sure enough that it meant damages in a warlike fashion. But that would give us manners pretty nicely, so I think that pretty definitively means it's correct, and that would wrap up the puzzle for us. Okay, so that wraps up the first puzzle for me in this musical-themed puzzle hunt. It was a pretty good first puzzle, nice introductory, helpful starting puzzle. I think kind of gets people's interest peaked before what I assume is going to be some slightly harder ones in the future. So I'm excited to keep going with this hunt and see where it goes. Until then, I hope that everybody has a great day, and as always, happy escaping. Bye!